Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's reading vlog because I'm doing a bit of a challenge. I'm going to read only Christina Lauren books for an entire week. So I have 6 Christina Lauren books here and I'm going to try to read all of these in the next week. 7 days, 6 romances. Can I do it? I honestly have no idea, but I'm very intrigued to find out. So I've read 4 Christina Lauren books so far, and they have a huge backlist. This is just a fraction of them that I have yet to read. So just so you are caught up, the Christina Lauren books that I have read are In a Holidays, which is one of my favorite books. It is like definitely my favorite Christmas book. I love it so much. Love in Other Words, which might be my favorite. I don't know. I need to reread it, but I love that one so much as well. Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating, which I just read in December. It's my most recent Christina Lauren book and what has spurred me to need to catch up a little bit in their backlog. Adored that one. Friends to Lovers, amazing. And then the last one that I've read is The Unhoneymooners, which is a really fun fake marriage, fake engagement. I think it's a fake marriage. They're pretending to be on their honeymoon, which is just so much fun. So I have yet to dislike a Christina Lauren book. I have yet to be even slightly disappointed by a Christina Lauren book. So I have very high hopes that I'm about to find 6 new favorite romance books. So I'm going to quickly show you what is on the TBR for the next week. I will talk about each book more specifically and what they're about as I'm reading them. The first book and the book I'm going to start with is Roomies by Christina Lauren. This one is a marriage of convenience book, which I'm really excited about. Then we have Dating You, Hating You, and this is a workplace romance. We're really just dealing with a lot of my favorite tropes here and I am so excited about it. The next one is My Favorite Half Night Stand. Then we have Twice in a Blue Moon, and I believe this one is kind of like a second chance romance. I could be wrong, but I'm very excited. Then we have The Soulmate Equation. I honestly don't even know what this one's about, but I believe it has a companion book. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure The True Love Experiment, which is one of their newer releases. It did come out in 2023. I own this one, but I realized I'm pretty sure that it's connected to The Soulmate Equation, so I didn't want to read this one until I read this one. But this is the only one of these that I own and I'm very excited to finally be able to get around to it. So this is a very ambitious TBR, a very ambitious video. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to get through all of these books. The main concept for this video is just reading Christina Lauren books for an entire week. Nothing else, just Christina Lauren, and I could not be more excited to read these books. We're gonna see what happens. I don't doubt that this is about to be a very crazy ride, but I hope you all are excited. If you are, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. But let's just get started with this video. We are on day 1 and we're starting off with Roomies. I'm on page 48 of Roomies. I'm already here for this. I had no idea that the love interest Calvin was Irish, and naturally any description that they give of him does not matter because in this brain of mine I am picturing Niall Horan. Full stop, that's it. I am picturing Niall Horan, and there's nothing that you can do to change that mental image. So naturally I'm obsessed. Like, he has an Irish accent and I'm just, you know that I am here for this 100%. It's the accents that get me, okay? It really is. I'm already really enjoying this. It's basically about our main character who has been like crushing on this like subway busker for I don't even know how long, and this one night she's kind of drunk. She goes to the subway to listen to him play, but then there's like this drunk guy who ends up pushing her into the subway tracks and Calvin saves her. So to thank him and kind of pay him back for saving saving her life, essentially. She gets him an audition with her uncle for this big Broadway show that her uncle's the director for, but then I believe that they find out that he's in the country illegally, and that's where the marriage of convenience trope comes in that I mentioned earlier. And I'm just here for this, okay, because she already has a crush on him, has had a crush on him for months, and now they're getting married. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but I am just so excited. He's already called her love, which we all know that love is my kryptonite, okay? If a guy uses love as a pet name, I'm gone, okay? Like that is it for me. The second he said that, I was like, okay, I'm in this. I don't need to know anything else. I ship it. I'm excited. So yeah, I'm having a grand old time. I'm only on chapter 6. I'm not that far into it, but it's only 7:30, so I think 100% I'm gonna be able to finish this book today, which I'm really excited about. I just think that this book is gonna be perfect for me, okay? We have an Irish love interest. He calls her love. Marriage of convenience, which we all know my favorite trope is fake dating, and this is just that, but on crack, so I'm very excited. I think this is also the first like true marriage of convenience book that I've read, which I'm just very excited for. I'm gonna get back to it because I have a lot of reading I need to do. Stop. Okay, it's 9:44. I'm on page 234. I have no words. I'm speechless. I love this book so much. This, like reading Christina Lauren books for a week, like only Christina Lauren books for a week, will either be the best idea I've ever had or the worst. There's gonna be no in between. There's no doubt about it. I'm gonna find some new favorite romance books this week, but also I'm gonna find new favorite romance books this week. I do a book bracket in my reading journal, so I have to like pick a favorite book every single month, and how am I supposed to pick between 6 different Christina Lauren books? And that's not even including whatever else I'm still gonna read this month. I've done a very terrible thing to myself, but I'm loving it. I only have this much left. It's too good, okay? Things have happened in a way that I was not fully expecting them to, and I hope that we get to see more of certain things. And I'm just very much so loving this book, and I cannot wait to get to the end of it. Like, I can't wait because I want to live in this book forever, but I can't wait to get to the end so I can just know everything. Like, I want to know the answers to my questions. I want to know everything. This is crazy. I love this book so much. I'm like gonna be able to finish this and still have time to like binge watch some Buffy tonight. That's crazy. Okay, I'm having a great time. It is just past 11 p.m. and I have finished Roomies, my very first Christina Lauren book of the week. So we are one day down, we are one book down. So far this challenge is off to a good start. Hopefully it continues to go well. I loved this book. I loved this book so much. It's ridiculous. When I say fake dating is my favorite trope ever, I'm not lying. This I think is the first marriage of convenience book I've read, which I think I mentioned earlier, and I need to read more. I need to read them all, okay? Because it truly is fake dating on crack. It has all the same elements. It's just elevated. I loved their dynamic so much. I love that he was Irish. I love that he played the guitar. Literally was picturing him as Niall Horan the entire time. It was magical. Like, this book just felt tailor-made for me. Favorite trope, the love interest is basically Niall Horan. I loved like all like the little like Broadway mentions. I got a little bit of theater in there too, which was just a lot of fun. The main character is like a bit of a writer and a reader, and so that was also fun. I really loved this book. I don't even know what to do with myself now. Well, I guess I do know what to do with myself. I need to pick another Christina Lauren book to pick up tomorrow. So I'm stuck between my favorite Half Night Stand and Dating You, Hating You, and I'm torn because this one is a workplace romance, which is like one of my favorite tropes, and this one has like the secret identity online persona trope that I also really adore. My biggest thing with this challenge really is I'm scared to read these in the wrong order, you know, like to love a book as much as I've loved Roomies, then to pick up one that maybe I'm not gonna like as much, and then it's gonna be tainted because I'm like, how can I follow anything up with this book? But obviously there's no time to have a book hangover right now, so that's why I'm trying to decide which one I want to read. So I don't know, I'm not gonna make the decision right now, but maybe tomorrow I'll just like look at like the first page, see which one seems to be grabbing me more. Okay, so I look like trash, but I just read all of my favorite half nightstand and I didn't once update you guys about it. I'm sorry. I just didn't have like too much to say about this book, and I figured everything that I wanted to say about it I could just say when I finished it. But it's day 2 of this challenge. I read this entire book today again, and while the idea of this video sounded really fun, you know, reading Only Christina Lauren for a week and having 6 books on my TBR sounded like a fun idea. My eyes, however, beg to differ. They hurt already and we're only on day 2, so love that for me. But you know what? It's still a lot of fun. I just might need to take a bit of a reading break after this. But I did just read this entire book and I really enjoyed it. I didn't love this one as much as I loved Roomies. Like I found myself having a lot more like outward giggly giddy feelings with Roomies, but this one was still very good. I just realized that I also need to tell you guys what these books are about, and because I didn't update you, you guys didn't get to hear what this book's about, so let me fill you in. This book is basically about this group of friends. They're all college professors, and there's like this banquet that their department or the university is putting on, and they all want to have +1s, and so they decide to like make this pact that they're all gonna go on dating apps and find a +1. But then shortly after, like right after making this pact, our 2 main characters, Reed and Millie, have a night of really great sex. But they decide to keep things platonic between them, so they both do decide to make a profile on the online dating sites. But Millie ends up making a fake profile with a fake name, and she matches with Reed, and she ends up having this connection with him that he isn't aware about, this like secret chatting rendezvous, if you will, while they're also like fooling around in real life because things are obviously not platonic. And that's one of my favorite tropes, like secret identity. They're like talking online but don't know that they also know each other in real life or something like that. Obviously she knows what she's doing, but he doesn't know. And it's also friends to lovers, which is another really good trope, and a trope that I realized I wanted to read more of because I read their book Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. So love that. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It was a lot of fun to see their dynamic as best friends and see them like kind of deal with their feelings for each other that they didn't realize that they had, but like looking back on it they realized, oh, like maybe this has never been fully platonic. And I just love that. Like, you know, like when your friends' reactions are like, we assumed you were like messing around already, you know it's good. I really enjoyed the romance, all the dynamics there. Obviously a lot of complicated feelings come up when like someone is lying to the other one, but I thought it was resolved well. I liked it. Loved the friends. It was a very cute ensemble friend group. It was great. I don't know, I really enjoyed this book. I honestly have no complaints about it. But yeah, I think just reading it after Roomies, where I so like viscerally loved that book, this one just like doesn't feel the same, but still loved it. And maybe if I wasn't reading these books back to back, my feelings would be a bit different. So that's another possible con about this video of reading all these Clo books right at, like one after the other, is that I'm just gonna inevitably I can never say that, you know what I mean, compare them to each other, which is unfortunate. But here we are. I've committed to this video and I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. I think I'm gonna be picking up Dating You, Hating You tomorrow, which I think is gonna be a lot of fun. A little workplace romance. It's gonna be a good time. Oh, so I have Joey on my lap right now, and he's just like the cutest little bee. Look at him. Have you ever seen a cuddlier, sweeter cat? on day 3 now, and I am over halfway through Dating You, Hating You. I'm having some mixed feelings about this one. I'm not disliking it by any means, but this book is not as romance heavy as their other books are that I've read, and I think they said something in their acknowledgements for one of their other books that kind of alluded to that, because they're like, oh, it's so nice to come back to like our like goofy romance roots or something like that. And I was like, oh, like little alarm bells went off in my head. I was like, this is not like a full-on like swoony romance book, because that's definitely what I'm in the mood for right now and kind of what I'm looking for with this video. So that had me a little bit nervous, and then I started reading it. I was about a chapter into it and I was like, let me just quickly look at Goodreads and see what other people have said about this book, and it does seem to be the consensus that this is not like their average romance book. So at least I know that, and I was able to like set my expectations properly. Basically, this book's about these two agents in Hollywood. They're both like film agents. They meet at a mutual friend's Halloween party and they hit it off, but then they find out that their two agencies are merging and they are up for the same job. Like there's not enough room for the both of them, and so things then turn into kind of like an all-out war of them competing for this job. And that sounds like everything that I love in a book. I love a good workplace romance. I love some good competitive vibes, but I don't know, I just wish there was like a bit more romance. Like they're obviously like very attracted to each other and they're struggling with that, and their like newfound dynamic of like being in competition with each other when they a couple of weeks ago just really wanted to be with each other. And I also do like that we're having some conversations on women in the workplace and how they're treated and pay discrepancies, and I think that was their like main purpose with this book, like the thing that they set out to do. I just personally am really in the mood for some steamy, swoony romances, and I just don't think that this book is going to necessarily give me that. So it's taking me longer to read today than I wanted to. Plus my eye is hurting. I did have to like rest for a little bit and like not do anything, but then I just keep getting distracted and I keep going on my phone. So it's 11:35, so I don't know if I want to like stay up and read this all night to finish it. I do have like some leeway. Like one of these books can take me 2 days to read and I should still be able to get everything read on time. I just don't really want to do that. Like I don't think I want to use that for this book, you know? I'm gonna try to read as much of this as I can, because like I'm not enjoying this book. It's just not as romance heavy as I personally am wanting from a book at the moment. Planning on filming this clip in front of the bookshelves and making it all cute and aesthetic, and instead I'm like in the exact same position that I was in yesterday when I was updating on my favorite half night stand. This is mostly due to the fact that I once again have a Joey on my lap, so he does influence my decisions. But I did just finish Dating You, Hating You. It's 1:22 in the morning. I enjoyed this book. It's not my favorite of their books, but the romance did amp up a little bit, which was nice. I don't know, it just didn't hit the same as their other books, but I still enjoyed it. It was still a good time in the end. I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. I have no idea what book I want to pick up next. So far we are 3 for 3. This challenge was such a bad idea, but I'm having fun. So my eye is not having fun, but I am having fun. Okay, so it's actually now day 5 of this week-long challenge. I did not do any reading yesterday. I honestly just really wasn't feeling it. I also did not feel like vlogging or being on camera, and so I gave myself the day off, didn't do any reading. But now of course that means that the last remaining books on my TBR, if I want to get through them all for this video, I'm gonna need to read them all in one day. I'm gonna read Twice in a Blue Moon next, and I am so excited about this one. I think this is one of the ones that I was the most excited for off of the TBR. I just really like the cover and the vibes of it seem really interesting. All I know about this is that our main characters were first loves, and now they are working together years later, I believe, on this big Hollywood movie. Forced to confront the man who betrayed her, Tate must ask herself if it's possible to do the wrong thing for the right reason, and whether once in a lifetime can come around twice. I love a good second chance romance, love a good Hollywood themed story, so I'm really excited about this one. So I'm confident that I can get this done today. It was really nice to take a break yesterday because my eyes, they deserved a break. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit down and read this as quickly as I can, and I'm really excited about this one. I've been in the mood to read this one. I think it's gonna give me everything that I want it to give me, and maybe even some more. Page 119 of Twice in a Blue Moon. It's 9:14, and I just got past the part of the 14 years before. So where our main character Tate met Sam for the first time, her first love that I mentioned earlier, that they end up meeting again in the present timeline. So I just finished the 14 years before part. I didn't realize that we were going to be getting their story like from the past all in one go. I thought it was going to be like your typical then and now kind of timeline where it's interspersed with what's currently happening, and that's not the case. So that first 118 pages or whatever is purely from 14 years ago and of their time together, where they met up in London for the first time and falling in love. I mean, it was really sweet. I really liked it, but obviously, like the description says, her trust is misplaced in him. She tells him her identity that nobody knows. She is the daughter of this like really big movie star, and so she tells him everything, her whole life story, that she's had to keep a secret her entire life to avoid being in the media. Her trust ends up being misplaced in him. So that was really like bittersweet. And the description says something about like, is it possible to do the wrong thing for the right reasons? And I'm thinking it has to do with that specifically, and I'm really intrigued to see how that all plays out. And I'm just, yeah, I haven't started reading the current timeline yet, so I'm very curious to see how they meet again, like how that all goes down. I'm so curious to know what both of them have been up to in the last 14 years. I'm very into it so far. They're very cute, so depending how everything is handled, I think I'm gonna really like them together in the current timeline. I don't know. Once again, I'm in a situation where I finish one of these books and I have every intention of filming the clip about it in front of my bookshelves, but then I end up with a Joey on my lap. And I can't move him. So here we are. I just finished Twice in a Blue Moon. I really enjoyed this one. It was really cute. I'm a huge sucker for a second chance romance, especially for some reason when they knew each other like at least over a decade ago, and then they like find their way back to each other and they're like still so infatuated with the other one, and like they've been in love this entire time and they're like the one that got away. Like, I don't know why, but I'm such a sucker for that. I don't know if it's like the most realistic thing. I'm sure it does happen, but just not very often. So I really enjoyed that aspect of this. I also enjoyed the aspect of them filming a movie. He's the writer of the movie and she's starring in it, and I just really enjoyed that dynamic and that vibe, and I really enjoyed following their story and seeing how everything unfolded. Yeah, overall it was solid. I'm glad that I read it. I'm glad that I finished it in this one day. I actually finished it a little bit earlier than I thought I was going to. It's almost 12:30. So I have 2 more books left in this challenge, 2 more days. So tomorrow I'm gonna pick up the Soulmate equation, and I'm really excited about that. But I'm mainly really excited because that means that I can finally read the True Love Experiment, because I do believe they're connected. And I don't think you need to read one to read the other one, but I'm a stickler for that kind of thing usually, so I'm going to do it that way. I just hope that I love them. I deeply apologize that this whole vlog has basically been from this one angle. This is where I do all my reading. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I just finished reading the Soulmate equation. I'm gonna be completely honest. I was so into this book that I not once thought about picking up the camera to tell you guys about it. So here we are, I finished it. This is my 5th book for this challenge on the 6th day. I honestly cannot believe that we're here. I cannot believe that I've been doing this. It's wild. I've read 12 books this month so far. I really loved this book. I was a little bit nervous going into it just because it is kind of science heavy and very number heavy because of the whole plot of this book, which I just realized I haven't told you because I didn't update the vlog while reading it. But we follow our main character, Jess, and she is a single mom. She hasn't really had time to date since she had her daughter, who is now 7 years old. But she discovers this like genetic based like dating app kind of thing, and Jess is very into statistics as well. That's also her job. So she decides to participate in this, and she ends up getting a really high compatibility rate with this guy that she's kind of met at this coffee shop that she frequents with her best friend, and he's also the like co-CEO or inventor of Genetically, and they did not get off on the right foot. But basically Genetically has a proposition for her. They're like, we're gonna pay you if you take some time to get to know him, because their company has not officially launched yet, and they think that this would be really good publicity to have this really great compatibility rate. I think it's like a 97, which is like is their highest rate that they've ever gotten. So she ends up getting paid to get to know him, and they end up falling in love, obviously. It was really cute. I really enjoyed it. I don't know what it is, but I love stories that center around single parents, whether the main character themselves are a single parent or if the love interest is a single parent. I also just really enjoy seeing men who are good with children. It's really cute. The whole Genetically thing reminded me of two things. It reminded me of Blood Like Magic by Lizelle Sambury, like a contemporary version, because that book's like a sci-fi fantasy, but just like the basic idea of it, that's what that reminded me of. And it also reminded me of 7% of Rodevereaux by Eleanor Clover, which is one of my favorite books, because that one has like an app that's based off of the game MASH and finding your perfect match with like a 97% accurate rate or something. I don't know. This concept just reminded me of that, but I loved the way that it was executed. I absolutely adored River and Jess. They were so cute. There were just some things that he said that I just like melted over, and then there was like lines from the daughter that just absolutely killed me. She was the sweetest, cutest little kid. I loved this book so much, and the True Love Experiment, which is the last book I'm reading for this vlog, is the companion to this one, and it follows her best friend, who is a romance writer. So I'm really excited because I really enjoyed her role in this book, and I'm really excited to see her find her own love story. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm also just really excited to see where these characters end up. This book, I think, has now gone up to maybe my second favorite of this video. I don't know, I might try to rank them at the end in the outro, but I really enjoyed that. I'm really glad that I was able to read it. I will see you guys tomorrow on the final day of this video. Okay, it is the final day of this challenge. It's day 7. I feel so sleepy, and all I want to do is curl up in bed and watch Buffy, but it's the last day. So like, I just need to do it, you know, I just need to push through and read this book and it'll be okay. I'm on page 160, so I'm not halfway through yet, but I'm making good progress. I believe there's just over 400 pages in this, like maybe 401. So I got about 40 more pages and then I'll be halfway through the book. So this book is following Fizzy, who is the main character's best friend from the soulmate equation, and she's a romance author, and she's kind of lost her spark, her joy, her love of writing romance books, and just kind of her love and joy over dating in general. And then we also follow Connor, who is like a documentarian, and I believe the network he works for just doesn't have the audience anymore for these documentaries or something, and so they task him with doing a reality dating show, and he finds Fizzy's books, her romance books, on his ex-wife's bookcase, and he realizes that she would be the perfect person to center a dating show around because she has this huge following of the same demographic of people who watch these romance shows. So they end up teaming together, and she's kind of like the lead on this reality dating show where she has to date these 8 men. And we are about to get to the part with the dating show, like they're about to start filming it, and I'm really excited to see how that goes. But I am enjoying this so far, and since this is the first book in this video that I actually own, I am tapping it a little bit. I don't think you can really see that in there, but there were just a couple of quotes that I wanted to take note of at the very beginning, and so then I just ended up continuing and tapping the book. I'm gonna try to power through and finish this book. It's currently 9:58. I don't know why I'm so tired. I had plenty of sleep last night, so I don't know what's going on. This is Joey on my lap right now, sleepy and peaceful, and I wish that I could be him right now. Look at him. Not a care in the damn world. He's just a sleepy little boy. I just finished The True Love Experiment. My eye hurts. I'm extremely tired, but I am so happy that I read this book, so happy that I am finished with this video, because this has just been a very, very long week. Very, very strenuous on my eyeballs, and I think I'm ready to be done. And honestly, nobody did this to me but myself. Like, I didn't have to read 6 books in a week. I did that to myself. Even though I told myself before starting this video that I didn't have to get through all of these books in this video, that I would read them when the video was done if I didn't get through them. And then at some point something switched in my brain and I was like, no, I need to read these 6 books in 7 days. And now here we are, day 7, and I finished my 6th book. Just finished The True Love Experiment. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a solid companion book. We had many cameos from the characters from the Soulmate equation, which I really thoroughly enjoyed. But I also really enjoyed seeing Fizzy taking more of the main character role. It was really fun seeing her step into that and learning more about her and, you know, reading from her voice. But also getting Connor's POV was also really nice and really interesting. I think maybe I would have enjoyed it slightly more if I wasn't like extremely tired and like just ready to be done with this video. Like, the finish line was in sight and I was just like trying to get to it as quickly as I could, and that might have dampened my enjoyment of this one a little bit, because I do think I might have enjoyed the Soulmate equation just a little bit more. These are the 6 Christina Lauren books that I read. I think at some point I said that I was going to rank them, but I honestly don't know how to rank them, so I think I'm just going to tell you guys my top favorites. My absolute favorite was Roomies. Like, this was the first book that I read and it has just stuck with me this entire week. I can't stop thinking about it. I mean, are we really surprised? The Fake Dating Marriage of Convenience book out of all of these naturally would be my favorite. I loved this one, but obviously I also really enjoyed my favorite Half Nightstand. This one was a lot of fun, and I also am constantly thinking about this one as well. And then obviously these two are also really great, really fun, and I really, really enjoyed them. Again, not to say that I don't also love these ones, because I do. This one probably more than this one. Like, there really was no book among these 6 that I did not enjoy. I had a good time with all of them, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I thank you for watching, especially if you've made it to the end here. Let me know if there are any other authors you'd want me to do this for. I don't think I'm ever going to do it as intensely as I did this one. Like, definitely never picking 6 books again for this. But let me know if there's any other authors that you would like to see me do a video like this for. Also comment down below and tell me what your favorite Christina Lauren book is. After everything, considering these books and the ones that I've read previously, I still think my favorite is Love in Other Words, but also like tied within a Holidays. I can never pick my favorites between those, but I think Roomies has like made it up there as well. Subscribe if you have not yet already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!